Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange, shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. Pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
Gable Fisk out in Vegas. Bust is a strong term for someone taken outside the top 20, but I think we can comfortably call Sam Poulin a never was. Sadly, in this moment, I agree with you. I didn't talk about Sam Poulin, so let me do that for a minute now. Of all of the comings and goings on Friday, I was quite happy to see Poulin traded, not because I thought the Penguins were good to get rid of him, but because I think it's fantastic that he's going to get some new eyes and new scenery and a chance to establish himself as an NHL regular. Thought he had a very good training camp. He has put himself in a much better position than he has ever been. His head is clear as a result of getting over the past hurdles of the personal problems and the mental health. He was able to really focus on the ice. He looked quicker. In fact, he was quicker on the ice, and he also weighs about 225 pounds. He showed some confidence. He showed a little bit of flair in the couple of games he played a few weeks ago, coming off the wall, like winning a puck battle, spinning off the wall, looking at the net and ripping a pretty good shot. I liked the move he pulled a couple of times. I think he'll get a shot in Edmonton. I hope they acquired him or wanted him as a throw-in, not to bury him or have him just languish in, I think it's Bakersfield. I would hope that they got him to give him a real NHL chance, and I very much hope he succeeds. And he goes, unfortunately, from a never was to what could have been. You can maybe he'll be the guy that really does hang around Mike Sullivan's neck. Did give young guys a chance. Maybe Sam Poulin can be that guy. Let's go to Brandon here. Is there any reality where Letang ends up a healthy scratch? Come on, of all the things we're talking about today, you're going to go back to Chris Letang? There's no way that the coaching staff doesn't see what we are seeing. He's cooked. Well, actually, there's a lot of ways the coaching staff doesn't see what you see, because Penguins fans are fixated on these pretty terrible gaffes. I mean, mind you, Letang, when Letang makes a mistake, he makes it count. You know, getting walked at the end of the game in Anaheim, and that the icing call leading to the 2.5-minute shift last night, leading to that turnover and goal against. Those are brutal. But tell me how he played the rest of the game. After that, listen, he was a perfectly capable, solid defenseman after that. That's what the coaching staff sees. There's just a certain level of error baked into Chris Letang's game. And as his top end lowers, obviously he's not offsetting those errors like he used to with the same proficiency. But listen, he's going to be in the Penguins lineup. He's not becoming a healthy scratch. That would shock me unless he starts wearing down. And even the coaching staff's like, okay, Chris needs a breather. Even then, I want you to understand you don't do that to a veteran of Letang's status until you're showing him the door. No coach would do that. It's just part of the unwritten rules of hockey, the hockey code of coaching and locker room. You don't scratch Chris Letang unless he needs to be scratched because he's physically just not there enough for you. Zachary asks, I think, a pretty good question here. What happens when Caleb Jones comes back? I don't have an answer for you on that one. Obviously, somebody would have to go. The odds are that it would be Caleb Jones who would be sent to Wilkes-Barre. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it, because they will make a decision in the moment, not based on what happened in November or December. They're going to make a decision based on who's playing well right now, how does the team fit together. Let's just say that Parker Wotherspoon falls off the table or Ryan Graves falls off the table. Then the decision in the future will be much different than it is today. If you ask me to predict, I think Jones would be the odd man out. Let's see here. Voltage. I think a big problem for us. Wait, you and me or the Penguins? What are you talking about, Voltage? What define us? I think a big problem for them is not being in front of the net on both sides of the puck. Too much perimeter play. No one to pick up rebounds. That's why there's so many shots, but so little goals. Voltage, I think you've read the last two report cards, haven't you? I went deep into that very topic several times, actually 3 times over the last 5 days. But let me rewind here. Going back several days, the line that has produced the most rebound chances, the entire season combined, 29 games. Guess which line has produced the most rebound chances? That's right. Ben Kindle, Rutger McGroarty, and Ville Koivunen had produced 13 chances in just 35 minutes. Now they've played 2 games since then. So that total has gone up because you've seen McGroarty hacking and whacking, trying to get that puck through goaltenders. He probably had 2 or 3 more pokes at Fowler on Thursday. Now, the second line was Mantha, Malkin, and Brazeau, but they were well behind. Third place was Ben Kindle, centering Tommy Novak, and Philip Hollander. I'll get it right first time one of these days. Philip Hollander. Yes, so the Penguins clearly have had difficulty creating rebounds, creating chaos. That's what we wrote about on Thursday night. And the report card was all about the perimeter play, all about the chances they didn't have. That's what I asked Dan Muse post-game. Like, are you satisfied? Are they doing enough? And cutting to the chase on what he said was, well, we had opportunities to stay in the crease, but we left that zone. And I think the Penguins need Mantha and Brazeau to use those 6'5" shoulders and start to cause a little ruckus. Right now, the second line is trying to play too pretty, too cute, finesse, and they need a little sandpaper in their game as they had back in October. But you're exactly right. Also, if you remember after the Anaheim loss, I diagrammed the flaw in the Penguins' execution or in Dan Muse's system. I'm still not sure which, at 6-on-5, where teams were able to basically take over the Penguins' low zone with that one extra person, create an open man because of the man-to-man defense. So the Penguins weren't winning the battle in front of the net, which doubled the open man chaos and problem. Hopefully I don't mind people quoting me back to me. I feel special when that happens. I don't think I've disliked any of Dubas's trades. He's been real good with asset management. Oh, give it time. Just give it time, right? Let's go to challenge. I want to get somebody new on here. Do you think that this could be why the team played their uninterested hockey a lot of last night because they knew their goalie who's keeping them in games was leaving? No, I don't think anyone knew this trade was coming. It really came together this morning. I think they've known it's a possibility. I mean, look, they've all seen the trade rumors. They've been seeing it from Elliot Friedman for a couple of weeks. It's been out there. And as much as they try to say they don't hear, look at, read media, everyone's texting them, hey, you guys are trading Jarry? So they knew, but no, that's not why they were disinterested. I really think that traffic jam kind of blew up. That really just took them off kilter. And then they made a couple of mistakes early in the second period, and they really just never found it. It was a funky, weird night. And I think it's probably easy to flush that game. There was no hangover from Anaheim. That was just an odd night. Cruxer, great moves from Dubas, a defensive piece that helps now with no commitment long terms. That's, Kulak is a free agent as well. Throws fuel on the battle between the young goaltenders to earn a spot next year, and all three assets can be flipped. Yep. Let's see here. Here's Hungry Hobo. As far as franchise goalies go, Barrasso, Fleury, Jarry, candlelight vigil in this household tonight, end of an era. I don't know that I'd put Jarry in the class of Barrasso and Fleury. You might be going a little far on that one. A little far. Just maybe a touch too far there. Clinton here says, I'm an Oilers fan. Thank you for that story about Game 7. I didn't know that about his ankle. I think he will do well in Edmonton. The fans are loud in oil country right now, but that's normal. Do me a favor, Clinton. Send me some Don Air pizza. I'm getting like 12 hours in Edmonton in January. It's all I get. So I'm going to have to choose my meal. Choose between my two favorite Edmonton meals. I'm either going to have a Don Air pizza for lunch, or I'm going to go over to the Praha Bistro or Bistro Praha, kind of over past the mall, and get that Czechoslovakian goulash. Oh, it's so good. I have to choose one or the other this year. Maybe I'll come back in the summer like I did a couple of years ago. I like Edmonton in the summer. Cheap vacation. I just ate my way through. I like blue collar eats.
Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. Pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
Let's see here. I want to see McDavid get a cup win. I hope Jarry can help get them there. Yeah, the problem with that is, man, Colorado and Dallas are so freaking good. I think Edmonton will beat Dallas in a 7-game series because Dallas has trouble with good skating teams. Like the Penguins could handle Dallas. Yet Dallas handles the Western Conference. I think Edmonton will handle Dallas, but who's going to handle Colorado? Good gosh almighty. New conspiracy theory, Gary Bettman forced the trade to get ticket sales up for the December 16th game. Masterclass by Dubas, says Ernie. Alternative here is that Skinner is let Skinner get some wins in Pittsburgh and flip him at the deadline for another asset. Call up Murashov. More options equals good. Yes. Isn't that what I've said? I'm pretty sure that's what I said, right? Apolitical. What are the chances that we re-sign Skinner? By the way, guys, re-sign has a hyphen. Resign doesn't. What are the chances we re-sign Skinner if he plays well? Or will he be used as trade bait at the deadline to give way to Murashov the following season? Yes, I have done my research on Murashov. There's the variable in that question, apolitical, is Artur's Shilovs. Also, Skinner's play. Let's not brush over that fact. Yeah, if Shilovs is showing that he is a capable NHL goalie, then I think certainly Skinner is the one who goes. If Shilovs is still has some question marks, if the Penguins are unsure, then Skinner does enter the mix. I don't know. It's entirely possible. Think about here. Let me blow your mind with this one. What if the Penguins were to trade Shilovs at the March deadline? Certainly some teams were interested in him prior to the season. Okay, this is just weird. Voltage, I missed the presence Michael Bunting had, although moving him was definitely the right move for where we are at. Okay. I can't say I've had many people fondly reminisce about the Michael Bunting era with the Penguins. Let's go to a rock star here. I'll be so glad to get off this injury train and play with a full complement of players and see what we have or don't have. Yeah, I would say that's very interesting. What's going to happen when Malkin comes back? Because I haven't seen a lot from Brazeau. He's missed a few weeks. He's probably getting back in the swing of things. That second line over the last couple of games without Evgeny Malkin has been poor at best. They've been silent, invisible, non-existent. So they're going to need Malkin back. And it becomes a real question. Let's be frank here. Everyone got excited over Brazeau's production, 6 goals, 12 points in the first 12 games. But that is so far beyond career norms for Brazeau that it almost doesn't count. It almost is a full and total reset. What can he do now? Will he be a physical force? Will he lower his shoulder and play in the dirty areas? Or will he kind of revert to the finesse game that I saw on Thursday? He has some soft mitts. he's made some neat little plays off the wall, little touch pass here, slick little pass there. You're not looking for a 6'5", 6'6" guy. Actually, he might even be closer to 6'7". He's huge. 240-pound dude to wheel and deal. You want him to go create some space and go knock some pucks and maybe even move a body or two. He at the end of last year, he did have a point in 19 games with Montreal. So that is something to watch here going forward. What's the plan for the bum at this point, says Chucky. Well, which bum are you talking about? You have to be a little more specific. The bum. You guys crack me up here. All right, so I'm going to just very quickly wrap things up. I want you to check out PittsburghHockeyNow.com. I've put quite a bit of work into it this season. Let me share the screen. Oh, I need to get actually on to Pittsburgh Hockey Now before I can share the screen. So I want to show you the article I just published and some of the things we have been working on today. I am going to probably wrap this up in a couple of minutes because Dubas kind of explained himself, whether you agree, whether you disagree. The Penguins did activate today Rickard Rakell, and they waived Matt Dumba. I would expect to see Rickard Rakell play against the Sharks on Saturday afternoon. And, of course, you have the Tristan Jarry trade where the Penguins finally pulled the trigger. And I went through all the things we've talked about on this show, really the if-then-else of Stuart Skinner. I think Kulak, I do think Kulak probably plays in the top 4, but I'm not willing to bet heavily on that. So if Skinner plays well, you re-sign him or you trade him. It's a win-win. If he doesn't play well, you let him walk. And at any point, you are not tied to either Sheloffs or Skinner because, well, you've got Murashov. And Kyle Dubas was also very quick to point out how well Joel Blomqvist is playing in Wilkes-Barre. I may have to watch a few games. I'll admit I probably began to pigeonhole Blomqvist just a bit last year as a guy who's really good in the AHL, kind of a Caden Primo sort. Big numbers down there, mediocre numbers in the NHL. That's kind of where I began to put Blomqvist, but he's still only 23. Plenty of time to figure some things out, to learn a few things, to improve this or improve that, whether it be anticipation. I thought he actually had a pretty good glove hand, but he also, his angles got wonky and his game really began to melt. So maybe a second crack at it. The thing I will tell you about the Penguins goaltending situation, and here is the bedrock upon which everything is going to be built. Who has earned it? Who deserves it? Those questions are going to define who are the Penguins goalies. Let me try to say that without muttering and mumbling it all through that again. The bedrock on which Dubas is making these decisions, who is earning it, who is deserving it. And that's who's going to be on the bench and in the net. It doesn't really matter if you're a 30-year-old veteran on a contract or you're a 21-year-old from Russia in your second professional year. The Penguins actually are trying to win every game. The tank? No, that not happening. I will take one last question here because I'm going to shed some light on this. Actually, it's public knowledge. I'm not giving you anything that wasn't out there, but I think a lot of people missed it. Let's see. Any truth to the rumor that Dubas and Rutherford had a gentleman's agreement not to trade Shelovs to Edmonton? Partially. Rutherford declined to trade Shelovs to Edmonton, opting for less in return to send him to Pittsburgh. Whether or not there's a gentleman's agreement, those things usually last only about 10 seconds until the situation changes. If Edmonton called with a first-round pick for Artie Shelovs, I'm sure Kyle Dubas would have made the trade, right? So that's it. I appreciate all of you. Huge numbers for 4 o'clock on a Friday. Maybe we'll move the live chats to now. Wow. 142 live viewers at the end of the hour. I love you guys. I will be, of course, San Jose Penguins Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. I'll tell you a quick story. I put my face in it today. I didn't step in it. I just fell in it. I didn't realize it was a 3 o'clock game tomorrow. And I asked Muse about a morning skate. Yeah. When athletes say they are day to day, one day at a time, they don't mean it. I do. I've been so busy the last few days. Honest to God, I've missed a couple of the tweets about the transactions. I've just been chasing my tail from one end to the other. All right, kids, I appreciate you all. That's it. Go have some fun. In the meantime, I'm going to do the same. So have fun.
Are you ready to finally make that dream a reality? Maybe it's updating your kitchen, paying down high-interest credit cards, or covering tuition. Your home is more than where you live. It's also your most powerful asset. At Unlock, we make it simple to turn equity into options. With a home equity agreement, you can access cash today without taking on monthly payments. Imagine the freedom to invest in your home, reduce financial stress, or finally start that big project you've been putting off. It's your home. It's your future. Unlock it today. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.